Yo, what is up, you guys? My Mr. Pokemon myself, and I'm back with another video. And if you didn't already read the title, today is the, pilot episode of mental illnesses and disorders. It's a new thing that I'm trying on the channel because if you didn't see the update video, I believe it was last week or so. I'm gonna try some new things on the channel, and one of them being about mental disorders and illnesses and how exactly. I'm going to teach you about them if you didn't already know, and also tips and tricks to, try and overcome them. And the first one is probably the most common one that I know a lot of people in real life have, like a lot of my friends have it, even I have it. Who am I kidding, right? Is social anxiety disorder, also known as social phobia. So, let's go. Let's try and make this a short video because last time I did it, it ended up being a 20-minute video and I was like, let's maybe make it shorter. So, without further ado, let's start with, social anxiety disorder. Let's start with what exactly it is. So, social anxiety disorder, also known as social phobia, is a long-term and overwhelming fear of social situations. It's a common problem that usually starts during the teenage years and can be very distressing and have a big impact on your life. So obviously, many people, you may be included, get nervous and self-conscious on occasions like giving a speech to people or an interview. I know I do. However, social anxiety disorder is more than just shyness or occasional nerves. It involves intense fear of certain situations, especially situations that we're unfamiliar with, such as meeting new people, making small talk, performing on stage, being called out in class, going on a date, and probably the biggest one, taking exams. Now, as someone who has performed on stage before, and as someone who has made public speeches, wow, it is very stressful. And I know some of these might not apply to you. Some of these, oh, I like doing public speeches. Oh, I like, taking exams. Good for you. Just really good for you. Now, that is just a Cliff Note version of what exactly it is. Now let's get on to the second part of, emotional signs and physical signs of actually, this social anxiety disorder. So, like any disorder or any illness, you have signs and symptoms, be it physical or emotional. And one of the signs of social anxiety disorder, we're going to go from emotional then physical. So the three main emotional signs and symptoms of this disorder is intense worry for days, weeks, or even months before an upcoming social situation, extreme fear of being watched or judged by others, and the fear that you'll act in a way that will embarrass or humiliate yourself. So that's all inside you. That's what you feel, right? But the physical signs is blushing, shortness of breath, upset stomach, also known as butterflies, trembling or shaking, including a shaky voice, and racing heart or tightness in chest. Now, okay, some of these might apply for other disorders or other illnesses, but with social anxiety disorder, you can kind of tell. Like, say for example, me, when I'm with a group of people, when I'm with a group of friends, I don't know a lot of them. I only know maybe one or two. I get very nervous. I get very shaky. Even one situation where I actually just completely shut down. I didn't talk. I didn't do nothing, and I just got up and I left the situation. I didn't pick up calls. I didn't read messages. I legit got home and I started to cry. That is how bad it was for me once. Maybe a couple more times, but one time in particular that happened. So now let's go on to, how to actually overcome this disorder, and let's go over some tips and tricks that I've got for you. So, tip number 1 is challenge negative thoughts. So what exactly do I mean by that? Well, there's about maybe 2 or 3 steps to do this. So the step number 1 is identify the negative thought. Like, for example, if you're giving a speech, right? Oh, the negative thought is, oh, I'm going to mess this up. I know I'm going to mess it up. I know I'm going to screw over and people are going to laugh at me, right? So that's negative thought. Second is analyze and challenge the thought. So it helps to ask yourself the question about the negative thoughts. Am I going to screw it up? Will people laugh at me? Who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't, you know? I'm pretty sure they won't, because if they were to give the speech, they would be nervous as well. So, you know, it's not really something to laugh about. And it is incredibly scary to think about why you feel and think the way you do. But understanding the reasons for your anxiety will help lessen the negative impact on your life. That's tip number 1, is challenge the thoughts. Tip number 2 is focus on others, not yourself. Like, for example, you're in a social situation, you're in a friend group, right? And you don't want people to notice you, right? Notice that you're nervous and stuff like that. So why don't you focus on other people? Like, for example, if one part of the group is talking about something that you like, maybe, you know, take little steps to try and talk to them, right? Oh, you like Pokemon? Oh, you know, I do as well. You know, something that you guys have in common. Try and, you know, focus on the other aspects of the situation, but not yourself, right? So tip number 3 is learn to control your breathing. Now this is a very, very, very big one, especially someone who, like I've mentioned in the video, someone who has performed on stage. Control your breathing, because if you do not, you will end up messing up a song or messing up, you know, one of your lines, and then you run off and you just cry backstage and everybody just gets shocked. Everybody thinks it's part of the play, but it's not really. It's just me. It's just me being nervous because I didn't control my breathing. So, obviously, control your breathing. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just do that. Now the final tip is tip number 4. Face your fears. Now, obviously, you've always heard the phrase, you know, face your fears. Face something. If you have a phobia, face it. Like me, I have a phobia of dogs. Maybe I won't face it. Actually, I have faced it quite a few times. I'm still scared of dogs. At least I tried to face it, okay? So one thing is, the first thing is, do not try to face your biggest fear right away. If you have a fear of heights, right, don't go skydiving. That's what it's called. I was about to say paragliding. Don't go skydiving if you have a fear of heights, okay? Maybe ease into that. Maybe, you know, try and, if you have a fear of dogs, try and meet a few dogs. Then go on to, like, I don't know, climbing up a tree if you have a fear of dogs. I mean, not dogs. If you have a fear of, like, heights, climb up a little tree. Maybe then after that, kind of step up all the way to jumping out of a plane. Try and do that. Second of all is be patient. Like everything in the world, practice makes perfect. It takes time and it takes practice. It's a gradual step-by-step progress. And the final thing is use the skills you've learned to stay calm. So the skills in this, so the tips that I've told you in this video, try and use them try and use them to your advantage as much as you can. Can you believe I actually wrote a script for this and I still can't follow it? So yeah, so try and control your breathing, try and challenge negative thoughts, you know, try and focus on the other things, and then obviously that will get you to finally jumping out of a plane. I don't know why I use that reference, but it's probably because I have a fear of heights and I'm never going to do skydiving ever in my life. If you were pushing me out of a plane with only a parachute 30,000 feet in the air, listen, I'm taking you with me, okay? If I'm going down, you're going down with me. So yeah, that's everything that is important in this, I guess, video. Some tips and tricks to help you control your social anxiety. And for those of you who didn't know what it was, you guys actually learned something. And now for the outro. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys didn't, dislike, comment, and subscribe, I guess. Put in the comments what mental illness or disorder I should do next. And obviously this is the pilot episode. It can only get better from here. I know I messed up a lot. I know I may have gone off track. But like I said, it can only improve from here. So yeah, and don't worry, I will still be doing my regular content, gaming, top 10s, top 5s, pack openings, all these other things. They will still be on here. It's just something I wanted to try out. And if it doesn't work, then okay, I won't do it again. It's just a little test. So yeah, so I will see you in the next video. Hopefully not in 7 months. See you guys then.